is Christmas Eve. I am all alone in the RV, and I have a lot of fresh thoughts to share with you. And I'm finding that if I do these podcasts, I can get them to you right away. I don't have to spend any time editing. I don't have to spend any time waiting for things to process because it's just audio. It's going online pretty quick. So I have alluded to many times in my recent videos that there is a lot of trash on the internet, a lot of conspiracy trash. And years ago, this was not such a problem. In recent years, it's become a problem. And I started to talk about it a couple years ago. I started to see a lot more racist stuff popping up around 2012. By 2013, all different types of people were sharing source of fall material, EU Times, which is really connected to Nazi websites, white supremacist websites. And you have men and women, American men and women, that don't take time to research and fact check, posting absolute fake stories. Microchips coming in 2016. Russians are going to invade. September 2013, never happened. Asteroid strike supposed to hit September 2015. Schmitza Pizza 7-year cycle, economic collapse September 2015. The WebOp project never came true, complete bullshit. Lindsey Williams, China, the war by 2012. You won't recognize America by the time 2012. Just predicting it way in advance, discrediting the very potential threat and war itself. Alex Jones, do we really need to go there? Type in 45 failed Alex Jones predictions. He made most of those on the same December 7th, 2009 broadcast. I'm gonna die, you're gonna die. 9 out of 10 are gonna die. I mean, wow. Just wow. That's the kind of stuff you gotta stay away from. Friends don't let friends go ultra wacky with this stuff. I see them bait people towards these racial conflicts. People misidentify their true self with white, Mexican, Spanish, Hispanic. And in the Middle Eastern countries like Afghanistan, a lot of Afghanis over the years have done horrible things to each other, by the way, over the illusions of separation, what tribe people came from. And there is a bloody history in the Middle East based on tribe and control of women. And guess what? We here in the United States, we mirror that as well. There's a lot of scared white men out there and angry white men that are not in a relationship right now because of the problems, and they're being told it's because the Muslims. Yeah, that's it. The Muslims are getting the women. Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson over at propagandamatrix.com talking about, oh, the feminists are okay with women being gang raped by Muslims. Like, seriously, how toxic can you get? How venomous of a insecure white man archetype can Paul Joseph Watson get? I don't know what happened to Paul with his girlfriend, but hey, you guys might want to check out my video. When white men blame non-whites for their problems with women, and I called that early. That video is over a year old. And now you look at these headlines from Henry and Red Ice Creations. Oh, the Muslims are getting all the women. Oh, the women are going Muslim. There's a lot of women out there that are mostly only comfortable with other white men. I saw this in Portland. Or comfortable with black men or men that they can identify that aren't currently racial targets. You know, a lot of women are controlled by the peer pressure matrix. So, you know, men that are of a background that's not currently a target, that's safe for today's woman. So, no, women are not going Muslim. Women do prefer blacks, Hispanics, and whites, full Anglos. And other groups to Middle Eastern men. Okay, so now that we've moved that aside, there's just a whole plethora of stuff to get us fighting, the men versus the women. There's a lot of programming that's been directed at women. And so a lot of women are acting on that programming and they're adopting prostitution ideology. It's all about what a man makes. But a lot of MGTOW guys, they're in their own little conspiracy world. Yeah, they think it's, oh, the woman, because the Bible said, oh, yes, that's exactly it. You fucking numbnuts. You guys are just pissed because you ain't getting laid. You ain't figured out you're in a cage. That's why you want to come to my channel. You like what I say when I talk about relationships to a point until I get deep with you and tell you that we're in a matrix and that people are being programmed to go after the wrong mates, including men. So there's a lot of disinformation on the internet about men and women and what we are. So conspiracy theories, oh, men want to rape, 1 in 5 raped. Yeah, or the protests about the Middle Eastern women that are being raped. It's all conspiracy theory. It's the men, it's the women, it's the blacks, it's the whites, it's the Hispanics, it's the, oh God, the Syrians. I know, 1 in 4. Admit it. Admit it. They want to commit terror attacks. I mean, literally. Now let's talk about the consciousness of a human being that believes that, okay, they're just going to admit it. This is real news. Oh, this is real news. Oh, you can believe this. Oh, you can believe what was... oh, they pulled it. It's printed in the mainstream media. So out of one side of the mouth, the conspiracy theorist says everything's a lie. Everything's a lie. It's a conspiracy. Oh, they want you to be scared of Muslims. It's not a lie. They're going to come and enforce Sharia law. Oh, my God. They're coming with the New World Order. Yeah, and that's the conspiracy trash. We've been taken away from looking at global government. We've been taken away from looking at future wars. We've been taken away from looking at the surveillance society, from the TSA pat-downs. We've been taken away from looking at the homelessness issue. And America is being put into a terror spell. And so for those people that have been duped into believing whatever they read, there are now new websites, other than the other websites that are no longer on Facebook, new fake news websites. Now Facebook, even though it is a conglomerate and there's creepy things around it, there's still stuff out there exposing what Israel's doing, what the government's doing, memes about Obama, memes about Trump. But I do see some potential normal operations within Facebook where there is some sort of filtering taking place of fake news. And I don't know Zuckerberg. I don't know his intentions. Yes, I know about the CIA and the tracking and tracing. I'm not a human being, though, that considers every human being absolutely evil. There are human beings out there that have a mix of both. And there are some human beings out there that are working with the system that aren't completely evil. They're just dumb as shit. A guy like Zuckerberg put this database together. You know what his real feelings are? I don't know. But he blocked an InfoWars headline. Alex Jones is crying about it. Alex Jones is going to fake cry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the children. The children. And so he's all upset that Zuckerberg blocked Alex's headline about the gang rapes of Sweden. The gang rapes of Sweden. Why isn't legitimate media reporting on this? Oh, because they're in the conspiracy to say there's no go zones. But there are no go zones, and they really want to kill us. So any politician is the enemy now if they're not on board the agenda. Now, discussing this further, it does get complicated, so stay with me. People are acting like they care when they don't care. Obama don't care. Pelosi don't care. Bill O'Reilly don't care. But Bill O'Reilly will talk to Trump and go, are you serious, dude? You know this is going to help ISIS recruitment. So their plan is to set off some false flags, possibly. I hope that doesn't happen, but they're telegraphing as if that is their intention. Because when you have people out there that have been the biggest cheerleaders for murder, death, and destruction, act like they care, this is all set up. They bring them in, they set off the false flags, and then people go, Alex Jones was right, Donald Trump was right, put him in the camps, rape him, rape a bitch. You know there's a lot of men out there that are hunting for women right now. There are women that have been attacked leaving Moss. This is the beginning. It's only a matter of time before they turn into sexual assault, because this is a vile, dirty, evil country in some respects. It also has its goodness. Right now, aspects of our society are rearing their ugly head, and they're doing the unthinkable, and it's going to continue to build. And as I said in one of the last messages, you should be able to protect yourself. Prepare to protect yourself. Instead of me calling for a war with the government, you need to be in a mindset of being aware, because there are whites and non-whites running around looking to hurt whites and non-whites. So I never targeted any racial group just now. Everybody right now. It's possible for things to happen, which is why it's important that you try to be a good person to not attract this negative stuff. Because a lot of this conspiracy trash out there is there to get us to fight all the time. Gender and racial, class, and every other category. If it's not going to be a sports team conflict and people rioting in the streets, it's going to be some other conflict. And so when I look at our world today, I see some Middle Ages rising. Much more than that period during George W. Bush. I mean, this makes that look like child's play. You know, this makes 2003 and 4 and 5 look like a paradise. just to be honest with you. When George Bush was the president, hated the guy, the war is everything. People were far less racist in America during that time period. Even with them blaming 9/11 on Afghanistan, which is bullshit. It's a staged event. Regardless of that, and some of the attacks that have taken place on Sikhs and other non-Muslims, only now are things heating up, which is not what the average person would expect. And if all Muslims were terrorists, how many genuine terror attacks have we seen since 9/11? And even Alex Jones himself has made that point until he turned. Some people wonder whether the tax man visited Alex Jones or the FBI because of other things. And he's always bragging about him being offered large sums of money in a smoke-filled room. He's obsessed with saying that, and he's obsessed with saying that he talks to the Pentagon, high levels in the government, top generals, CIA. This is the new Alex Jones that says that Muslims are the number one threat. So the conspiracy movement has been infiltrated by a mind virus. I think a lot of these bloggers and people that run these websites, they're acting like they're targeted individuals, that they're being affected individually because they're all acting like they're reading from a script. I don't believe that it's the same person or same group going to each one of these guys saying, we want you to read from the script, because what we all can see from Facebook and social media and the comment sections on mainstream articles is that hate is rising in America. White supremacism is rising in America. People think that we've evolved, like we've biologically evolved beyond the medieval ages. No, there's social evolution and there's social regression and collapse and then a rise again. We're in a state of collapse. And there's resource depletion, there's climate change, which I believe is more or less affected by the sun, but you do have hot and cold spells based on solar activity. It is not accurate that there's no climate change. It is not accurate to say there is no weather modification. In addition to those on the left that think that everything is about just man and the emissions. It's not just that. So there's many naive people out there that don't know that there are forces of intelligence out there, intelligence agencies, many websites that are sending people in different directions, fear of asteroids every month, constant fear of illegal aliens without actually looking at the real situation in Mexico with a balanced perspective without hatred. You have Hispanics also like Costilla County that have been through so much. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, Devin Pinion and Maria Martinez, that they've had really hard lives. But you have people out there that hate all white people because of experiences they've had or things they read in the paper. Obviously, they bought the line that all sovereign groups are terrorists, unfortunately. So there are people out there that when they have political opponents or people they don't like in their neighborhood, they use the internet to find conspiracy theories on them because we're a conspiracy theory culture. Even people that don't go by conspiracy theory. So when you say all Muslims, when you say all whites, when you say all Hispanics, you're being a damn conspiracy theorist in addition to being a racist, even if you don't admit you're being a conspiracy theorist. You're coming up with a theory that this one group representing a DNA is a threat to your group and that your group is wholly devoid of sexual abuse within the neighborhoods, drug addiction, and problems, as if like you represent some holy bloodline that's better than others. This is conspiracy theory, and it's rampant. The gender warfare. Oh, men are better than women. Women are better than men. And the fighting and the bickering back and forth. Conspiracy theory. Oh, it's a conspiracy. It's just them. No, it's not just them. The balanced way of looking at the world is that the ancients that came before us warned us about this time of deception. Whether you look at the Bible or you look at the Gnostics, I don't read the Quran, so I can't cite the Quran, but there are many warnings from the ancient texts that talked about this particular period in time. And there are many people amongst us that have warned us years ago about good information, only to see that some of them have acted like they've lost their mind, educating us that you can be a David Icke. I don't know why people insist on calling him David Icke without just watching a YouTube video and figuring out how to say his name. You can be a David Icke, you can be an Alex Jones and do good work, and then you can reverse your good deeds by putting out disinformation. In this case, I'm specifically talking about Alex Jones. With David Icke, he lost a lot of support with missing money from the People's Voice and exclusively going on Alex Jones and the Richie Allen show. This is a joke, right? You don't trust any of the people that support you all these years? Oh, all hail the enlightened David Icke, who's able to protect his mind from archonic consciousness. Good on you, my English brother. Way to keep it global and multicultural. Oh, what an evil word. Multicultural. Yes, scare the white man. It's a conspiracy to impregnate his white daughters with the brown seed. Everybody freak the fuck out. It's a conspiracy. The brownies with sugar on top are invading. They're parachuting. They're going to outpopulate you by 2040. You got to do something about this. This is a war. Yeah, it's a war. They're going to outpopulate you. Oh, you're in danger, white man. Oh, yeah, white man. Oh, they're going to outpopulate you. They're going to fuck your daughters. Yeah, they're going to put a baggie on their head. And then you see Alex Jones. You see Alex Jones going, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, I punch you in nose. I was on a radio show last night with some jerk off named Andrew Fisher who didn't even know how to conduct an interview properly or with respect to his guest, who I think just wanted to debate about Alex Jones. He didn't really want to have a conversation with me. He wanted to know what I thought about the 12th dimension. He wanted to know what I thought about Alex Collier and this whole thing about 2016. We're going into the 6th dimension, everybody. We're going into the 6th dimension, everybody. Are you ready for this? I have a custom helmet for you then for $99.95. It will help you ascend to the highest vibration and frequency so you too can join the 2022 space wave as promoted by people like Michelle Walling and 5D Radio and all the Ascension bullcrap, New Age bullshit that Mark Passio warned you about. It's back in black, and it's stronger than ever. So you have this bipolar psychosis. Oh, the world is ending. Oh, no, we're being ascended. What about the cycles? What about the sun? Literally, I'm on a planet where people don't know that the sun affects agriculture. The sun affects the water, the drought. The sun affects society. The sun affects consciousness. The sun affects earthquakes. The sun affects volcanoes. But no, we're on a flat earth, everybody. I learned about it on Google Earth. I trust Google Earth. Google Earth is blocking things out. Google Earth is CIA. Oh my God, we're on a flat earth. The Jews told us that. It's the protocols of Zion. It's the Jews. Oh my God, it's the Jews. No, it's the Muslims. No, it's the Jewish Muslims. No, it's the white supremacist, Black Lives Matter, Jewish, Muslim, transsexual. Yeah. That's it. That's the enemy. I want to wake people up and tell them they are not in the same conspiracy research community. They're in a new world. They're in a brave new world. And they can't trust the same voices or use the same psychology anymore. Well, he's put out good stuff. What, only to turn your head away from the fact that he's demonizing whole groups? And we have evidence now of non-whites being attacked by angry whites that have been mind-fucked. No, white people don't have to answer for all them. White people need to understand there's an aspect of white America that's under mind control at this time. And they have literally moved from conspiracy theory to the false Islamic invasion. Alex Jones, by design, being put at the top of the pyramid, he's the perfect guy to shift. Now, people want to get away from Alex Jones. They go to beforeitsnews.com or 21st Century Wire, which may have some decent news, but I've seen a lot of wild stuff from that website and others. You know, that was the first thing that I said when I was interviewed for my job at the website where I post news. I know news. I never post fake news. You know, I don't always do my job every day because I don't always like to look at the news, but I have a good boss. I like the way he treats me. The pay is just enough for me to survive, and that's fine. I work at my own time. It's an average of 3 hours a day that I work, posting, doing SEO. And I also can learn a lot more about SEO. And by the way, if you want to be an SEO coach, if you're a listener, contact me. My email is down below. I'm looking to expand my web activity. I'm looking to expand my web presence. I'm going to be building an Alex Ansari forum. And then the comment section is going down because I'm not going to be giving YouTube all my hits and energy anymore. It's going to go to AATV. The trolls can take a hike. The people that want to have a real conversation, I'm going to welcome you to my online home. That link is coming soon. I want you to protect your mind from the conspiracy trash and understand that I do believe that there is something about non-local awareness and intuition. And I don't think that this is black magic. I think that, when you feel someone looking at you and you look at them, that's the non-local awareness. But it happens in other ways. When you think about someone on Facebook or something, you have that synchronicity. I would really start looking within when looking at these issues. And if you're not feeling a hit in either way, take note of that. And if you find out later that something's false, that your intuition thought was right on, you could be under programming. And a lot of us are in some level. Hell, I'm under some form of programming. To fear, to constantly be in a state of pain because of the shit that I've gone, that type of a shit, and maybe other things. I'm not a perfect person, but I've also seen aspects of the light that others have never seen and will never see, which is why some of the things that I say is just too far out there. It's considered crazy. There are people out there that'll even label me a racist just to defame me. Maybe publish my arrest history from 1999 to hurt me because I try to expose things in Costilla County. So we're in a day and age where we've been set against each other, and fear is the name of the game. I kind of understood in the past. Now I understand it on a deeper level. There is just a larger program to constantly be afraid of everything all the time. The New World Order, global government, hell, even World War III. I'll do my best in 2016 to share with my audience deeper spiritual perspectives that might be able to help them protect themselves instead of scare you or pump you up. The last video was important. Protect yourself. There are people being attacked. That's not a call to arms against the government. That's real. I'm going to tell you what's real, in my opinion. But I'm also going to be honest with you and tell you it's my opinion. And you can listen or you can go somewhere else. But I'm going to keep talking because I know people are listening and I'm getting the messages, and continue to send them if you appreciate this nature of content, because I scour the web, I scour YouTube, and I see people, okay, this is the next level. I see people trying to counter the fake conspiracies with their own fake conspiracies. And I also see people spending way too much time trying to debunk things that are obviously fake, but they stay on it and they don't move to other issues. And then there's some people that just debunk everybody in the truth movement because they think everybody is an agent, and they're basically losing their mind, slowly, incrementally. They don't realize that there is spirit, that the New World Order isn't God, and I'm not religious, but they don't control everything. These people that say, well, if you're not on a list, you should be ashamed of yourself. Those people are fucking idiots. I've seen little kids say that stuff. If you're not on a list, you should be disappointed. More conspiracy, trash, talking points from phony paper tough guys. And they've got everybody all concerned about their guns. So instead of people keeping their mouth shut about their guns, people take to Facebook and they take to YouTube, and they jerk their guns off. And while the guns don't have an orgasm, and while they don't shoot off their guns, it's almost there. And there's a real lack of manly men in our culture, that are teaching self-defense, that are doing physical things, that are showing that their body is healthy. I mean, I don't even really want to use the term feminized anymore because it is a little dehumanizing. But there are a lot of weak men around us that are easily pulled into these conspiracy webs, especially a lot of young men that have never had positive male role models. The best that they have, and they will say this, is Alex Jones. That is horrific. That is horrific. That is embarrassing for America. Alex Jones is an American embarrassment. He's also a traitor to this country. He's also working with the enemy. And I am talking about Russia. So when you have people out there, including Adam Kokesh, that wanted to bait people to join him, when he loaded a shotgun in Washington, D.C., to try to make himself a libertarian god, talking out against the state, yet having the balls of steel to say, Adam Kokesh 2020, you go fuck yourself too. You son of a bitch. Sit there and brag about torturing Iraqi kids. You didn't brag about it. You admitted it, but you don't really have remorse because you would be doing more work to expose what's going on in the Middle East than promote your own agenda and your associations with people like Alex Jones in the past and other sociopaths in the alternative media, Adam Kokesh, I hope you hear this. Someone send this. You are a sociopath. Whether or not you healed while you were in jail from your ridiculous stunt, I don't know. But I know you're trying to claim as if you have seen the light. I don't know if your content really shows that. But I don't watch your content anymore. I stopped when I saw what you try to do. When I saw how you try to lead people into a potential bloodbath. That's right. There are others I could discuss in brief. But I say we're in an age of the cult of personality, and if you're not into cola, there is a lime flavor, and if you're not into lime, there's grape. And if you're not into grape, well, there's a nano drink where you shake it and it just changes colors. You can have a radio host who just changes personalities, who speaks in tongues, spirits talking through them. Hell, you can listen to the Ground Zero show with Clyde Lewis. It's the Haunted House Radio Show with Clyde Lewis. I want you to be afraid for your life. We're going to be back. Cue this spooky music, because that just brings in the ratings when you have people on edge and you're telling them that the next month is the month that it goes down and nobody goes off grid. Nobody develops community. Men and women that are awake don't find each other. They're afraid that there are agents out there. There's an agent under every corner. I wonder if he's a shill. And so many women out there that have no intuition. They've had their third eye shot by either the fluoride, the chemtrails, or the mind control. They're constantly, who do we trust 100%? Like they want to be a member of a cult. Only willing cult members use that language. I don't know who to trust 100%. Are you kidding me? Or is this a joke? You have no idea how wrong you are in looking for another person 100% to trust? You're fucked. You're fucked. And it isn't until you realize you need to find a way how to research stuff on your own, to have discernment, to work on your intuition. Have you grounded? Have you meditated? We won't talk about it now. It's going to come up in a future video. We'll talk about grounding, shielding, and psychic protection. Because this knowledge is missing from our movement. This knowledge is missing from our culture. Oh, people don't mind about churches. Oh, people don't mind about yoga. Oh, people don't mind about meditation. But you talk about meditation to deal with psychic warfare, to protect yourself from even the unhealthy energies that are out there. People think you're a fruitcake. The problem with our society is you have a new age movement telling people there's an ascension. And you have a very controlled conspiracy research community that's mostly predicting the end all the time and pointing to the wrong target. Misunderstanding also that the New World Order includes China and Russia. You are dealing with some of the stupidest Americans right now, running the top alternative media websites. They're all in the Republican box. They're fucked. And you know what? It's been really important for me to see that the last few weeks and for me to do this podcast, because it's helping me become and blossom and flower into a new Alex Ansary. That doesn't stay stuck on the same issues in the police state. Even if I can encourage you guys to seek out your own freedom, I'll be a cheerleader for you. And I'll talk about what's happening in America. I'll talk about what's happening on this planet. And I will do so without ever race baiting you. Ever. And I will do so without ever becoming a Democrat and without ever becoming a Republican. I can guarantee you that. And I want you to hold me to that. Don't ever let me become a sellout, because I sure as hell see others allowing Alex Jones to become a sellout. And Henry from Red Eyes Creations, Michael Tessarian, Stefan from YouTube, Paul Joseph Watson, you poor little man who has been so focused on staring into the abyss that you are the antithesis of the abyss. You don't need a new flavor. You don't need to trust everyone or anyone 100%. You need to learn how to trust yourself. If you can't do that, If you can't be adult enough to understand that there is fake news on the internet, if you don't understand that it's insane to say on one side that there's a false flag here and that there's a hoax shooting here, and then to believe everything that you hear from Alex Jones or Donald Trump or the establishment media about what Syrians are allegedly saying when they're coming through the border, where is your logic? You really believe that that's how it's done? You really think that it's in the interest of Muslims for there to be bombs to be going off in areas where there are mosques nearby? You don't see how the feds are involved in this, and how the feds are involved in white supremacy movements, and how the feds were behind Mark Kessler, and how the feds were behind Hal Turner, and how Alex Jones, for some reason, brags about talking to the government all the time. He's openly telegraphing he's not the same guy. He has protection. You can't touch him. He's well armed. The government is not going to take out Alex Jones. However, they may be holding a very special Alex Jones deception card up their sleeve. And it will be the disappearance of Alex Jones and or Alex Jones calling his audience to war against a future enemy. He's already doing it now with immigrants. He's an accessory to violence against non-whites, in my opinion. Who's a bona fide white supremacist. He's coming out of the closet, which means all of you that are still with him are okay with that ideology, making you worthy of blocking, not talking to, discarding, and getting away from. Because that is the archonic infestation of consciousness. You know, a lot of people were expecting the end of the world at 2012. That's how dumb human beings are. Not only do they not understand the sun, not only do they not understand how race baiting is a part of the New World Order to keep us fighting while they get their agenda across. People don't even understand the most basic of things. Oh, and that Facebook and YouTube is there to absorb our energy, the fake revolution. And here you go, you have all these conspiracy theorists. I mean, look, we're 32 minutes in. I haven't stopped to even think about what I'm going to say next. It's just an open flow of information. I am like exploding with what I need to say. So these conspiracy theorists don't realize that there's fake conspiracy news. These conspiracy theorists out there are for Donald Trump because Alex Jones says so. But, you know, it's well known there may have been vote fraud to put Bush in office in 2000. But no, that was then. This is now. There's no more vote fraud. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, it's well known that Trump and Clinton are friends. He admitted it on the Alex Jones show. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. And so we're going through this period of time. And I also think that the solar energy, the solar flares, magnifies psychosis. And I think the marijuana addiction in this country has fucked people up too. There's good aspects of it for relaxation, and there's straight up addiction. Oh, legalize it so we can completely pacify the masses. So they're relaxed, man. So they're apathetic, man. Just relax, man. Here, have this, man. So ignorant of some of the locals in San Luis and Costilla County. I think everybody came here to grow pot. I mean, how dumb can you actually be? Or was that just their propaganda? See, there are real issues of vets being pushed off their land. I covered it. Type in vet pushed off his land. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Cruz Soto. Thank you, Colleen Romero, code enforcement officers of Costilla County, you criminals. You violators of the U.S. Constitution, you criminals, you thugs in a uniform with a gun, with the power, That same power you swing at other people could certainly be swung back at you. So, you know, Henry and Paul and Alex want to talk about white genocide. Where were they to step in when white people were being told, you're going to go to jail if you're not gone in 10 days because we don't allow RVs, because your cabin is too small, because you don't have a septic, because you don't have a well. We're going to push you out. That's fucked up. Where were the whites concerned about white genocide? They were busy. They were busy with the false, non-existent Islamic invasion. And I'm not Alex Jones, so I can't even reach 1/1,000,000th. Well, okay, I certainly can do that. But if Alex Jones was really concerned about certain things in this country and helping people, his way of going about things would be different. And he would be exposing some of the fake disinformation that's out there instead of becoming a part of it. And then openly claim, oh, Zuckerberg censored my post. See, the problem, Alex, is that there's so many fake headlines similar to yours. It's like you have openly put yourself in the camp of fake disinfo news, in addition to you being wrong about a lot of things. Not a few things. Now, your actions have stood the test of time, haven't they, Mr. Real ID? I know they did all through the state system, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're in 2015. I'm not denying the conspiracy or the New World Order. But when people are constantly being told it's going to happen tomorrow, they don't do anything. When people believe agents are everywhere, they don't trust anyone. Even people they might date, might be a CIA agent, concerned about your Facebook posts. And we have an ego-obsessed, narcissistic society. So I want you to check this out. Dr. Ansari's got the word. When you combine conspiracy theory and you combine narcissism, wow, that's a recipe for psychosis. Everybody's out to get me. Oh, because you have the special DNA? Get over yourself, woman. If anything, you're dealing with Archons attacking you. You ain't being gang stalked. No. Thousands of people in this country do not each have their own personal team. Now, it's one thing to say electronic warfare. It's one thing to say you feel some sort of entities or you feel some people stalking you for some other reason. But when you're claiming that everybody in your life is an actor, and I've heard people say this, and I've heard people shout to me and scream at me that everybody in my life is an actor. I mean, you're dealing with some pretty obscenely insane ideas. Let me ask you this. Do you think it would be sane if I told you that Luke Kradowski is Arnold Schwarzenegger? What if I said it was because I knew math and I said my name was Dallas Goldbug, which was really big in 2012 before people started getting crazy with the other shit? I met people. I met a freak in Mesita, Colorado that invited me over to my radio show at that time in 2013 from his place when I didn't have internet. This guy was screaming at me, visibly. No respect for me as a researcher. That everything was going down right now and all this Dallas Goldbug stuff. Which is a guy that puts up pictures of completely different people that don't even look alike and says these are the real people. They're working together. Now, could that person actually believe the stuff that they're saying? Possibly. He did have his face out there because there are people that believe that. And so you're in a day and age where someone can be intelligent enough to video edit and upload and post to a website. And in many cases, they will believe that. They will believe that Putin is talking to the aliens. They will believe Alex Collier. They will believe David Wilcox. When he's crying, oh my God, I've had my life threatened. You got to type in David Wilcox. I mean, do you guys want me to make a documentary? Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys want me to make a on-demand? And that'll be a way you can donate to my work. Do you want to see an on-demand? It's going to be $5 per view. Do you want to see an on-demand documentary by me, well edited, with the greatest alternative media deceptions in the history of the last few years? Would you like to see that? And you know what? I'll give you a promise. I will not give you any information promising that there's going to be a time traveler president in the year 2016. And so we see Alfred Weber of Exopolitics, and we see Andrew Basiago, and we see Laura Eisenhower all say that this guy has time traveled and or has been to Mars, and that he's time traveled back because he saw himself in a vision or something being the president in 2016. And this guy has probably a couple hundred likes on his Facebook page, Andy2016.com, Andy2016.com, Andy2016.com. I saw it in a vision from the aliens. So you have people talking about Archons that are spewing Archon material. That's bizarre. Oh, yeah, Archon material, disinformation. Andrew Basiago is not going to be the president in 2016. No, he did not time travel. I'm sorry if I sound really opinionated. I mean, if there was some sort of a movement for this Andy, who said he was a part of DARPA, and this man that says he's been to the moon and he's been to Mars and he's been to all these places, he would have a lot more support unless oh man, are we going to have some white hat Illuminati? Carrie Cassidy from Project Camelot is Carrie Cassidy and her leprechaun friend who was consulting David Wilcock in that crime video. You guys got to listen to that. The guy was claiming that he had $1 trillion lawsuit. He was claiming Obama was ascended. He was claiming that Putin's ascended, or he is now. They're working with the Ascension ones. They're working with the Masters. He was crying, saying someone threatened his life. How do you claim to be spiritual? Write a book called The Source Code or something like that and bawl your eyes out over a likely false claim that someone threatened your life. Someone said, well, you better put out the information while you can. And they hung up. And he just went hysterical. This is the same person that says he's the incarnation of Edgar Cayce. Laura Eisenhower said her ex-boyfriend tried to kidnap her and take her to Mars. I mean, I want people to really hear what I'm saying. Some of your minds have been filled with absolute garble-goo-goo. Garble-goo-goo. Poo-poo. Poo-poo. Diarrhea of the mouth. Bullshit lies. Look over here. Look over there. Look at my ass. Titties. Oh, gonna die next week. Oh, false flag arrest. Oh, cop beating a guy into the head. Oh, yeah. But where are the women that love the good men of the society standing up against that? Crickets and grasshoppers. Oh, the police brutality. Oh, where are the good men? Oh, we're all so confused. And we are. And we are. You know, I used to think years ago that before World War III, before China invades this country, there would be massive disinformation, civil unrest, and they would likely be using technology and electromagnetic weapons to target cities. And I've always seen in my third eye, excuse the French, oh, I don't want to offend the person stuck in the 5D reality. 5 sense reality. But I think that we should trust our senses, and I've always seen the West Coast as a place that was going to be targeted with electronic weapons. And all I see from stuff happening in the cities there is a lot of divide. What I saw in Portland was disturbing. And I worry about my fellow Coloradians. I'm tired, guys. Coloradoans, New Mexicans, Nevadans, Arizonans, parts of Kansas. This is a good part of America to be, pockets of it, off the grid. I don't know about Oklahoma. Yeah, maybe if you have nothing to do with marijuana, there's beautiful areas in Oklahoma for off the grid living. That is true. Don't discount Oklahoma for certain things, although it's a very backwards culture. But I would think about your freedom. I would think about not being apathetic and staying on the internet and thinking that there is no tomorrow. Because when you think that there is no tomorrow, you never do anything for your life. When you think that the internet's going down next year, you don't build a website because it's all going down. Alex Jones has been saying the internet's going down for years, and now he's number one on Google. Now he's number one on YouTube. Type in Alex Jones Exposed into YouTube. See what comes up. Nearly the whole page will be the Alex Jones channel. He's got this domination on the keywords when people try to research who he is. Alex Jones, Stratford. Alex Jones, Subliminal Messages, Alex Jones, Bill Hicks, which is a bullshit conspiracy. Doesn't matter. He still made a video about it, made a mockery out of it. Yeah, you got quack conspiracy theories about Alex Jones being Bill Hicks. How stupid can you fuckers be? We got pictures. You got pictures of Alex in high school, and you got pictures of Alex looking like a demonic kid as a child. Just waiting, tear it, just big bloody chunks. You look like a little monster child. Okay, that's not Bill Hicks. That's a monster, but that's not Bill Hicks the monster. That's Alex Jones the monster. Why is that so difficult for you to believe? Why do you want to take this to some perverted area that doesn't exist? Because you're under mind control, my young laddie. Or you're a web bot. And, it seems like every time I put up a video on the Alex Jones deception, it's like Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. And then you look at the Alex Jones is Bill Hicks YouTube channel, and it's like Chris Green is Brandon Lee. It's like Mark Dice is River Phoenix. And years ago they said I was Mark Dice, but eventually they figured out that we're probably about 1.5 feet, apart in height. Or I'm 5'7". What is he like 7, 8 as he towers over people, sticking his dildo microphone in front of people's faces? I don't know. But the fact is, I want to come up with like a quote on the fly. Either you will own the information or the information will own you. So there is no excuses. If you see something, you research it, you source it. You don't just see everything as a conspiracy all the time. There is something about real news. Did it actually happen? And there's fake news. But there's plenty of fake news coming from websites saying that they're the truth. And sometimes there's regular news in the mainstream media, because not every mainstream media is like, oh, I am here to serve the new world order. Yes, yes. No. You have a lot of controlled reporters. I've met a lot of them that are just really naive about the world. And it's really actually because they're naive about how the world works, but they're intelligent enough to earn a journalism degree to access and really work with their left brain and really shut down their right brain. Oh, they're out there. They're not a part of a conspiracy, but they're stuck in left brain. So they're not able to perceive anything out of what they're told. And also, they're intelligent enough without, believing in a conspiracy, but realizing that if you go around saying certain things, certain buzzwords, or, addressing 9/11 from a certain angle, or looking at certain things with the president that are very unpopular, you may lose your job. You may upset your coworkers in said ABC news channel. You know that. And so there's plenty of good people that just want to be on TV, but they don't necessarily want to tell the truth, but they want to be on TV, and they like the paycheck, and they like the attention. It's a rush when someone's on TV live and they're reaching millions of people. It's a rush. And I think there's a reason I don't do a lot of live shows. I'm not really interested in that right now, so I put out the info and it goes up later. But when some of these people are doing these live shows, they're acting like energy vampires. Like, give me your energy. I'm talking to you. Your eyes are on me. And so, I see like the Bill O'Reillys of the world and some of the Fox News hosts, MSNBC and CNN. They're like energy vampires, and others. But Alex Jones is probably one of the best examples of the top sociopaths in our independent media and the alternative media, as far as success and madness being intertwined like a snake on the healthcare logo. Also demonstrating that being psychotic and putting out fake news and leading people astray and discrediting future threats by calling them 15 years in advance and then never talking about them again, and being considered violent and being considered a person that's developing a radical audience extremist base, which Alex Jones is. He's developing extremism. People see that and they turn away from that. They go, that's conspiracy research? That's how someone acts who looks at 9/11? That's a proponent of the Second Amendment? That's the leader? He's the leader? People follow this guy? And then so for the average person, they don't look at the real thing. And they get on the internet, and again, they find beforeitsnews.com, they find these ridiculous claims, and they see people believing these claims, and they think you're a lunatic. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. There's going to be an asteroid next month because you read on Before It's News. I mean, pull your fucking pants up. I'm going to conclude with this point. I mean, do you think that I have some inflated opinion of myself, that I don't have my own flaws? I know what I don't know. Others, they just get offended. They don't realize that they've been led astray. They want to think that they're awake, that they're an awake woman in touch with their divine feminine. A lot of men want to think that they're real men, bragging on Facebook about a gun, come and take it. Literally, they've mind-fucked you to bait the government and tell the government what your arsenal is, and they can trace your RP. Really? You're really going to do that? You really are so lonely in your life that you want the attention from the government because you heard someone say, if you're not on a list, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is a bullshit talking point. And so with that, I want to bring this to a close. I hope everybody has had a Merry Christmas. I'm here in the RV. but I am warm enough and I have enough food and I'm okay. Alex Answer here, signing off for December 24th, 2015. We'll talk to you next time.